if we are looking for an attack point of the enemy, it's often in our minds. One of the really important things that you can do when you're looking to hone in on your goals and really dedicate yourself to being more faithful and stewarding the things that God has set before you is to work on the way that you think. I find that you, as a believer, you can never not stop learning about the Holy Spirit. Hey guys, welcome back to Prolific Moments with yours truly, Dr. Yonggi. So happy that you found yourself on this channel today. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Prolific family. You're in the right place. These are fruitful conversations for the modern day woman of faith. And if you're back, hey, welcome back. What's up? I am so happy that you're here, and I feel like I have to keep talking about this because an exciting event is coming to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you live in North Texas, you know DFW is part of the Dallas-Fort Worth, is in Dallas, and there's an amazing event coming up on January 25th. It is called the Healing Summit, and there's going to be incredible community speakers who are going to be bridging the gap between health-related topics and faith. We will have worship, we will have food, we will have fellowship. It's just going to be an incredible way to start off 2025. So make sure that you go ahead and click the link below in the description box to purchase your tickets. We are selling tickets, early bird tickets, for just a couple more weeks, and then we'll go to the regular pricing. So let's get into today's topic, the winter arc. So the winter arc is a really interesting term, and I kind of find it funny because today I'm wearing like my leather blazer because I mean business. I mean business. And I mean business because the winter arc is pretty much like a viral social media trend, but the definition of a winter arc is essentially when an individual is looking to set goals or commitments starting in October 1st to January 1st. And if you think about the winter time during October 1st to January 1st, it's usually a pretty cold and dreary time. I feel like the top of the year, folks are typically more refreshed, they're more goal oriented, but folks are not really thinking about goals in the later part of the year. And so the idea is you use your winter arc to hone in on your goals. You don't wait till the top of the year. You don't wait till January 1st to really start, going in on your goals, and you start as early as October 1st. And I was thinking about kind of like the fact that I feel like I've been in a winter arc myself as I'm pivoting and navigating this season of really being in ministry and, transitioning from having one child to two, and transitioning even in marriage. And so I was like, yeah, I feel like I've been in my winter arc for sure. And I wanted to share some incredible books that I feel like have been great tools for me as I am really like going in on this season and trying to maximize all that I believe that God has for me. I feel that one of the really important things that you can do when you're looking to hone in on your goals and really dedicate yourself to being more faithful and stewarding the things that God has set before you is to work on the way that you think. The Bible tells us that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? The heart and the mind are such important parts for us to continuously develop and check, because they truly shape the way that we will commit ourselves to our goals and our habits. And the thing that's really, I think, important too is that if we are looking for an attack point of the enemy, it's often in our minds. And I think that this winter period is where we see depression rates go up the most. I mean, it's around the holidays. People are typically who have complex relationships with their families don't do well. They might experience social anxiety going into holiday gatherings. So why not get ahead of all of those things that you typically know you're feeling anyway and get started on all of the healthy things that you need to do. So let us talk about some of the books that I'm reading right now during my winter arc. So this is the first book. It is called Fighting for Our Friendships by Dr. Danielle Bayard Jackson. This book is really incredible, and I think that I'm actually halfway through it, you can see, but I felt that it was important to really just share what I've seen in this book. I'm somebody that I've shared transparently on this channel that I've struggled in the area of friendship. I mean, who hasn't? One of the things that God is big about whenever he's looking to accomplish something in the earth is he's looking to create unity, see. So you'll often see the enemy attack you in the area of relationships and friendships. So as somebody who has had a lot of challenges, especially with female relationships, I found that this book was just an incredible insight. And literally the tagline of the book is called The Science and Art of Conflict and Connection in Women's Relationships. I have been able to really do a lot of heart checks, reflect on maybe some mistakes that I've made in previous relationships, and really because I find that God is surrounding me with incredible women in this season, I do want to steward those relationships well and make sure that I'm coming alongside what God has in mind for me in those relationships and not sabotaging it, right, with toxic thinking patterns. So this is an incredible book, and I think that you should check it out. All right, this book is finally finished. I cannot overstate how important this book is for me. If you guys know Pastor Stephanie Ike Okafor, she's an incredible pastor. She is a campus pastor, I believe, at One Church LA. And this book is called The Power of Your Dreams, A Guide to Hearing and Understanding How God Speaks While You Dream. This book is incredibly refreshing. I believe that Pastor Stephanie's approach to dreams aren't just about interpretation, but really understanding the mind of Christ, understanding spiritual giftings, and certain ways that we are to approach dreams. I'm somebody that have been a dreamer my whole life, and I believe that my dream life has kind of ebbed and flowed over the last 20 years or so, I can say specifically. But in the last couple of years, I found that my dreams have been very heavy, very insightful. And so this book has definitely realigned me to desiring God to talk to me more in my dreams, realigning me to paying attention to my dream life more, and just really being able to specify what God is trying to tell me. So yes, please make sure you check this out. It is a great read if you want to do it alongside your quiet time. I finished it relatively quickly. Definitely pick this one up. The next book I want to talk about is one that kind of would probably surprise you. If anyone knows me, I'll always have like a random old school book in rotation. This is called The Holy Spirit, My Senior Partner by David Yonggi Cho. The person that wrote this book actually passed away a couple of years ago, but this book in particular speaks about understanding the Holy Spirit and his gifts. And I find that you, as a believer, you can never not stop learning about the Holy Spirit. I mean, it's just, you're going to constantly need to know about the things of the Spirit, understanding the gifts, and grow in this area. And it's, as someone who I never want to feel like I know more than I really do. I find that consistently revisiting the gifts of the Spirit, this way that the Holy Spirit speaks on a more consistent basis, has been really, really instrumental in the growth of my faith. And so I am almost actually done with this book. If you don't notice by now, I usually keep about 2 or 3 in rotation and make my way through them. I'm literally almost done with it, but so far I have just loved just the refreshing nature this book takes. It speaks more about soul winning and how to lead believers in the Spirit, understanding the symbols of the Spirit. So definitely pick this one up if you're looking to walk with the Spirit on a daily, day-to-day basis. All right, I saved this book for last. Honestly, if you don't know by now, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts released this book called Power Moves, and I was shocked. I was actually really surprised. I'm somebody that has always enjoyed reading, many of the books that Pastor Sarah writes, and I would say out of all the books that she's written, this is by far my favorite. I do believe that perhaps the season that this book came in was just right on time. I read this book in its entirety, right before I launched this podcast, and I was thinking, through a lot of the hurdles that I was going through and how I was able to overcome some of those mental hurdles. And it really started with me opening the first page of this book. This book really gets to the nitty-gritty of mindset. Like, why do you believe the things that you believe? And how are those belief systems translating in your faith, translating in the way that you believe and trust God to do more, and ultimately translate in the way that you walk out your purpose and your potential? I find that being able to revisit some of these mindset strategies is so crucial, being able to tap in that deeper power. And I believe that Pastor Sarah has done an eloquent job, an excellent job. This is a very approachable read. It was really like a girlfriend was talking to me. It felt very natural. It felt easy and it felt applicable. I felt like I could apply the things that I was reading the next day, that day right away. So those are my 4 favorites for the winter arc. And I'm thinking a lot about some of you right now who are watching this, and I'd love to know what you're reading, or if any of the books that I suggested are things that you for sure going to pick them up. Of course, there are going to be links to purchase all of the books below in my description box. If you're not already following the Prolific Collective on Instagram, what are you doing? Follow us. Check out all of the information that we have about the upcoming Healing Summit. I am looking forward to connecting with you guys again on the next episode. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.